Yo, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Sam. Now in today's video, the old glitch is back, where you guys can turn your attributes to 99 overall. So if you guys don't believe me, watch this whole video. You guys can do this demigod glitch that's working back in 2K22.
I didn't even know this was a thing, but in this video, I'm going to show you guys this overpowered NBA 2K22 Tendo glitch that will make your player a lot better. Make sure y'all boys drop a like, drop a sub, turn on post notifications, man. And yeah, I'm gonna get right into it. So first thing that you guys want to do is, this is my two-way slash and playmaker build. So I want to get shooting tendos on this build. Now listen, to check your tendos, what you're gonna want to do is you want to go over to play next game. You want to go to roster, and once you guys get here, you want to hit Y until you get to this screen right here where it says T shot, T close, all that. These are your tendos. A lot of people be asking, yo, what are tendos? It's basically your player's tendency to do something. For example, if you're a lockdown, that means you have good defensive tendos. That means that you're able to get more steals, you're able to play better defense in general. And for example, if you're like a slasher, then you have tendos that will allow you to dunk and get contact dunks more as well. So it's basically just your player's tendency to do a certain thing on the court. So yeah, man, this is my two-way slash and playmaker, and as you guys can see, these are my current tendos. I want to get shooting tendos on this build, and with this glitch, it works better on builds that are not upgraded, if that makes sense. So this is my upgraded 97 overall two-way slash and playmaker build, and then I also have a 60 overall two-way slash and playmaker build that I just made. And you guys will see that when you do this glitch, it just works better on a brand new player. However, we will get some tendos on this build as well. So let's get right into it. What you guys want to do is just go ahead and go to the NBA 2K22 main menu. Now once you guys get to the main menu, you guys can see that this is all my builds that I currently have. This is my other blue-yellow slash and playmaker build that I just made, and these are all the other builds that I currently have. Whenever you do this Tendo glitch, it does carry over to all of your builds, but like I said, it works best on builds that you haven't upgraded yet, if that makes sense. So to do this Tendo glitch, what you guys want to do is just go ahead and make a brand new player. Now all this doesn't really matter because we're just using this build for the Tendo glitch. We're not going to spend any VC or anything. This next part is very important. This is where you decide on what tendos that you want to get based on what pie chart that you pick. So for example, if you want finishing tendos that will allow you to get more contact dunks and better dunk animations around the rim, then of course you want to choose the pure blue pot chart. And then same thing for if you want a defensive tendos, you'd want to choose a pure red pot chart, which would allow you to get more steals, etc. And the same thing applies to shooting and playmaking. Like I said, I want to get better shooting tendos on my player. So to do that, I want to choose the mostly green pot chart. This pot chart will allow me to get better shooting tendos on my builds with low 3-point ratings. So yeah, man, I'm gonna choose this. Now you can upgrade the player however you would like. I would recommend that you just max out the category that you want the tendos in. So I'm gonna max out the shooting, and everything else doesn't really matter. You just want to max this build out as far as the attributes go. The height, all that other stuff doesn't really matter. So I'm gonna go ahead and create this build. And once you guys have made the build that you want to get your tendos from, go ahead and start my career. And then you don't have to use rebirth because it's not really going to matter, but you want to make sure that you go directly into the NBA. So I'm going to hit yes right here. Now listen, before we do anything, this is going to work the same way whether you're on Xbox or PlayStation. Before you do anything right here, you can pick any NBA team to go to. It doesn't really matter. But as soon as you pick your team, you want to go offline or unplug your Ethernet cord from your console. So if you have your Ethernet cord plugged up to your console, you can just unplug it and then plug it back in. Or there's an option, whether you're on PlayStation or Xbox, that will allow you to go offline. So if you're on Xbox, we're going to go over to our settings. And then we would hit network settings. And then we want to hit go offline. But we're going to do this after we load in and pick our NBA team. So you just want to keep that in mind. And if you're on PlayStation, there's an option to go offline if you're on PlayStation as well. So yeah, man, as soon as we get back to the NBA screen, what you guys want to do is you can pick any of these teams. So I'm going to choose the first one that you see right here. As soon as you load into this screen right here, we want to go back over to our settings, and then we want to go offline. So I'm going to go to my network settings, and then I'm going to hit go offline. Now once you guys do that, you can immediately go ahead and go back online, or like I said, you can unplug your Ethernet cord and plug it back in. It doesn't really matter. And there's an option to do this on PlayStation as well. Once we do that, go ahead and load 2K back up. Now once we load the game back up, you guys can see that you'll see this error code right here, which is perfect. This is exactly what we want. You can hit OK, and then you'll be loaded back to the 2K22 main menu. Once we get here, make sure you load up the build that we just made, the Tendos. So I'm gonna load up my 60 overall sharpshooting facilitator because this is the Tendos that I wanted. So I'm gonna load this player up. And then once you guys get here, you can immediately just quit back out and go back to NBA 2K22 main menu. And that is the glitch. These Tendos will carry over to all of your player files, like I said. So I'm going to go ahead and reload my two-way / playmaker. Now once we reload back in, I'm going to go ahead and go back to play next game. You're going to go down to roster. And then you want to hit Y until you see all of the Tendos. So you guys can see right here that now I have some Tendos that are on 100 that I shouldn't have on this build. I have 100 Tendos for shooting, for mid-range, and then I also have 100 Tendos for shooting in general. I'm not supposed to have any type of shooting Tendos at 100 on this type of build because we have a low 3-point rating. And like I said, this is a blue-yellow pie chart. Like I said, we have a lot of 100 Tendos now, which is actually kind of insane. This should allow me to shoot better. But listen, for whatever reason, this Tendo glitch works better on players that you haven't upgraded yet. So keep that in mind. So now I'm going to load up my 60 overall blue-yellow pie chart. And you guys will also see that I have even more Tendos on that build. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the NBA 2K22 main menu. And then now I'm going to load up my 60 overall slashing playmaker. This is a blue-yellow pie chart, just like my two-way slashing playmaker. And then you guys will see that I'm going to go back over to play next game. I'm going to hit roster. And then I'm going to hit Y until we get to our Tendos. And then you guys will see that this build is going to have even more Tendos than before. We're going to have a lot of 100 Tendos on this 60 overall build because, like I said, with this glitch, it works better on builds that you haven't even upgraded yet. You guys can see I have 100 Tendos on shooting on this build, and it only gets like a 65 3-pointer off rip. So yeah, man, you guys can do this with defense, finishing, whatever the case may be. You guys can see all the 100 Tendos that I have on this build, which is actually insane. But you can do it with defense, finishing, whatever the case may be. But yeah, man, that is a Tendo glitch. It works on any build. You just gotta follow the video. And yeah, man, let me know if you guys have any questions. This has been your boy JR, and we out. Peace.